Hi, my name is Elise, and in this video I am taking you with me on a camping road trip across the Northeast. The first night was at a campsite in Connecticut, and it took us a while to get there because of traffic, but once we got there, we enjoyed catching up by the fire. The next morning we woke up to a beautiful view of the lake, and I went over there to journal and meditate. It was such a beautiful spot for some morning self-care. Then we got ready for the day and hit the road to head to Boston. It was a beautiful drive there. Shout out to Breezy for helping me coordinate a small meetup that was incredible. I am so grateful to everyone that showed up. We had quite a few people come solo, and I just admired everybody's willingness to get together. And shout out to the bike gang for joining. And then we took off to get some food together. Of course, passing by the iconic little ducklings. I always find the architecture of Boston so beautiful. And just like that, it was time to turn around and head back to the campsite. And even though we were racing back to beat the gates being closed on us, at least there was a pretty sunset. We enjoyed another fire once we got back and called it a night. The next morning we woke up and immediately started playing Frisbee, and then we sat by the lake for a little bit. One last fire at this campground. And then it was time to pack everything up and hit the road again. This time for New York. We had thought about going to New Hampshire and Vermont, but the weather didn't look so good there, and it looked much better where we were going to be camping in New York, so we just headed to the Catskills. These fire pits with grills were so cool, and I'd never seen any like them. And then this little bugger came out of nowhere. He was a stealthy lad. So we just made sure to only have our food out when we were eating, because of the bears too. Time to make our first fire at the new spot. We really lucked out with some good fires this trip. And keep our snacks away from the chipmunk. After a good amount of time chilling at the campsite, we drove down the road to the lake. I booked all the sites, so it was really cool to be able to see everything that I saw online finally in person. And then our trailhead was right next to the lake. Just get ready for these views. Although I will admit it was at this point that I started breaking out again. Jump scare warning. We were hiking in the heat and I did start feeling an eczema flare-up or a heat rash that I've been dealing with all spring and summer long. So jump scare warning again, but this is what it looks like when I break out. And this is just a mild version of it, but this is what I was experiencing on the trip, and I've been experiencing it for months, so hopefully me and my dermatologist can figure it out soon. I have my next appointment later this week. But back to what we're really here for. I knew I couldn't miss out on these views. Check it out. And there were more overlooks to see, so we kept going. This part kind of reminds me of the orcs marching in the Lord of the Rings. All of the views ended up being so beautiful and stunning and memorable, and I'm so grateful I got to experience it with my friends. Then it was time to head back to camp since the sun was setting. While my friends went to grab a beer from town, I decided to utilize these beautiful showers. And then of course we had another bonfire to conclude the night. This is exactly why I like to spend my money on memories rather than things. Time is precious, and I'm glad to spend it on trips like this. The next morning we woke up and packed up to hit the road. Our first stop on the road was a little camp store where we got some souvenirs. And then I used their Wi-Fi to find a vegan restaurant that was 30 minutes away that just so happened to be in Woodstock, New York. So here we are sending it on over there. What a beautiful drive. Of course, it ended up being such a cute town, but it was a little smaller than I expected. It seemed to be just a main street, but that main street housed one of the best vegan restaurants that I have ever been to. I got a hibiscus tea. We shared an appetizer of brie with arugula and blackberry jam. And then I got buffalo cauliflower tacos with coleslaw and salad. And we split a carrot cake with pecan and praline and a coconut filling. Mwah. Chef's kiss.
I wonder if this is a superfood.
Look, a bunny.
We shopped and meandered around the town for a while, and then it was time to say our goodbyes.
Thank you so much for watching this video, and until next time, peace out.